Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Breathe deep. Deeper than that. Get far below sea level and breathe. Breathe in a cave. Breathe in a deeper cave.
Breathe deeper and deeper until you can't find your way back.
Good morning, Night Vale.
Hey, listeners, my name is Meg, and I'm here to say it's the night of the Iowa caucuses when we are recording this. What's up, future people? That was my intro. It's over now.
My name is Hal, and I'm here to say I like Fruity Pebbles, and that's the truth. Especially the kind with marshmallows in it, and also Frosted Flakes, but in my Lucky Charms.
My name is Symphony, and I'm here to say I cannot rap in a major way.
Frosted Flakes just taste like the box. Sorry.
Yeah, they taste like they're the only things that's ever, like, there's only been one batch made of them.
They made them all one shot.
Yeah. Well, hi, guys. What are we doing? Talking about Fruity Pebbles? No, we're here to talk about Welcome to Night Vale. And why? Because we like it. And we like each other. And we like you. We talk about every episode going back from the beginning. And now we're on episode 7.
Oh, here's the description of that episode. Sorry.
We'll cut out that air.
Leave the air, please.
No, keep it in.
Don't touch that air.
Welcome to the list. Here's the description that you would have seen back then in your podcast app of choice. Do you remember that list you were given to memorize? You should have memorized that list exactly. Plus, A Finding in the Desert, What is Opera, and Meatless Mondays. Let's talk about it.
You guys, the list. How many people probably were sent into a tizzy regarding this? Because they remember. And like once he starts even saying parts of it, like
comes back
around the weather, I was like, oh, right. And then the back one was like, beat, beat, beat. I was like, oh, wow, that's wild.
Hazelnut, Mystify, Cuttlefish, Lark, Lurk, Robert,
Lurk,
Anglican, Pheromone, Halter Top, marmalade, hardware, laser, pepper, release, kneecap, falafel, period, chaste, leggings, wool, sweater, heartbeat, heart, beat, beat.
Here's some of my favorite words from that. Leggings. What was the other? Falafel. I love falafel.
I like Beats.
Well, is it Beats like the headphones, or Beats like the root?
It's Beats like the headphones.
Oh, which I like Beats.
Yeah. I like marmalade too. I like all these things.
I don't like marmalade.
Oh, you don't like fruit in your fruit?
It's too sweet.
But doesn't it make you think of Paddington? And even more importantly, Paddington 2, the greatest movie ever made in history?
I've never seen it.
Girl, do yourself a favor. You're about to be on the road. You have no excuse.
Watch Paddington?
First, watch Paddington.
Okay. So I need to watch the prequel.
If you know who Paddington Bear is.
Of course I know who Paddington Bear is. That's a beloved childhood book series.
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to watch the first one. You're going to go, that was really good. I was not expecting that to be as good as it was.
Huh.
That was really heartwarming. And then you're going to watch the second movie and you're going to say, this is the greatest sequel that has ever been made.
Wow, that's
to
a bold
any
statement.
film ever. This makes The Godfather 2 look like the two Jakes. And you movie aficionados out there know what I'm talking about.
Wow, that's a bold statement, Hal Lublin.
I stand by it, and I'm not flinching.
All right.
Good. It's nice to know where the line in the sand is.
It's right here.
Speaking of sand, I guess, this adjunct professor of archaeology, Harrison Kipp, which is a great name, by the way, because it makes me think a little bit of Harrison Ford. So I'm imagining he kind of looks like Harrison Ford, but like more like younger, a little bit younger and more agile. Because Kip makes me think of Kip Ups, which is like flipping up from the floor on your back onto your feet. But he's talking about nothing. And Sarah Sultan is like, oh, she couldn't provide any information about what he found on this dig, but it's sponsored by a small group of anonymous sponsors. Look, why is everything so friggin' clandestine?
You don't like it.
Because you got to follow the money. Follow the money.
Ugh.
Follow
Follow
the cash.
Cold, hard cash.
I like cash money.
I like cash.
That's how I pay for everything with hard cash.
cash. I pay with cash at the farmer's market because I feel like it's appreciated.
I'm sure. Is it for your meatless Mondays?
Yeah, every Monday's meatless over here. Over here at the Bashwiner Fink house, where I just keep feeding my husband fiber until he can't take it anymore. It is a Monday right now. Are you guys meatless today?
Oh, definitely. I made nachos, bean nachos. There's no meat on that.
Nope.
I had some cookies.
Meatless cookies, yeah.
Meatless cookies. I know it's very difficult to make meatless cookies.
If you're Earl Harlan, especially.
And then I had a hummus wrap for lunch.
Hummus?
I made some garlic hummus and with some peppers and onions and lettuce and some seeds like pepitas, I think, in there for some crunch.
I have eaten a lot of meat today. I had bison, and then I had steak for dinner. I ate dinner at work, so I made food that I brought and ate. And then they cater Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Nice.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
And they had like this steak sitting out, and I was like, oh, I can eat this at 4:30, 3:30, somewhere around there. And then I don't have to, because we record. You're nice enough to accommodate that I have to get home from work. But then I get home from work at 6. We're recording at 6:30. So sometimes I eat after, but now I'm trying to do a thing where I don't eat late. Mm-hmm. So, I just ate the meat that was at work.
You just ate your work meat.
Work meat.
Hal, you're welcome to eat during the show. Just chew directly into the microphone. Or you can have the quiet food. What's like the quietest food? Marshmallows?
Yeah, I was like marshmallows or white bread. Because it would just turn into a paste in your mouth.
Yeah, like the biting of it is silent, but then you get the
that mouth sounds.
You could make less mouth sounds.
I guess you're still going to have the swallowing issue. Like even if you're like having a smoothie through a straw, you're going to get the sound. I have a loud swallow.
Let me hear.
Oh, I couldn't hear it. I saw you put the microphone to your neck.
I said let me hear it, then I put my ear up to my microphone. And I'm wearing headphones.
I can't get it going. Let me get something I can swallow. Hang on.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Wait, hold on. Can you hear mine? Hold on. I tried to be loud. Did you hear it at all? No.
Here, let me try. Oh. Did you hear it?
No.
Oh, okay.
You got to check that connection there, over there.
Before I wreck that connection there.
Yeah. Check that record. So yeah, meatless Mondays. But yeah, I still have my body still made of meat. I tried.
Yeah.
Mine too. I tried to do buns of steel, but it didn't work.
I was like,
did you guys get that? Yeah,
nice.
Fitness jokes.
I can't wait for your tight 5 on the Gazelle.
The Gazelle glider.
Yeah.
Actually, I used to have a Gazelle when me and my ex used to live together.
Sure.
We had a Gazelle. He still runs on that thing. That's what he calls it, running.
On its Gazelle glider.
It's no pressure on your joints, right? You can just run.
Yeah. Yeah, and the motion is kind of like skiing.
But without resistance.
But you're not going in an elliptical. Like your feet are going like
forwards, backwards.
Just like sliding front and back. I know no one else can see this. I'm just my hands. I'm doing it with my really slow.
It made such an intense sound, the glider though, because it was like the plastic scraping against the plastic. It was like woof 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 woof.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of machine you fart on a lot, just because of the way your legs are going. That would just be you'd be like, yeah. So anyway, I got 5 minutes left, and then I'm gonna go do some ab work.
Well, I think anytime you have your legs and your hips moving like that, your cheeks are going to come apart and you're jiggling around. There's going to be escape of gas. Look, you got to be realistic. I've worked in a gym for much of my life, and people fart all the time.
How often do you hear it?
When I'm teaching.
Is there a protocol, like you're supposed to ignore it, or do you go, well, that happened, and then you move on, or do you like go, that was a good one?
That's your choice as an instructor. Most people don't want to embarrass anyone in class, but like if the class is quiet and I'm teaching like an ab class, so it's like, you're like constantly squeezing your belly area. Yeah. There's going to be some farts and the room is quiet enough, or it's like in a gap in the music and somebody's like, You're the first person to be like, does the laugh, Yeah. And I'm like, hey, you know what? It's a totally normal thing. We're squeezing ourselves. And I'm not to shame anybody, but I'm just like, you know what? We just have to remember to breathe. Or I make a joke about it. I'm like, hey guys, just remember to breathe, because what'll happen if you don't breathe? Somebody will say, you'll pass out. And I'm like, well, more than likely you'll actually fart. And then it gets a laugh. Sometimes someone farts and then the tension is broken and you're trusting. And then at least one person becomes friends with someone else in the room. It's every time. But the worst one is when you're in spin class because it's dark in there and the music is really loud and the fans are going. And so all of a sudden a stink of fart will like go up into your nose. And you're like, who is it? Who was it? And if they keep doing it throughout class, you're just like, what the heck? Stop farting. Go out of the room. Because usually if it starts during like spin class, it's not going to stop.
Oh.
When you're doing like one-on-one sessions, I feel like that's pretty high stakes because there's no plausible deniability. It's just you and that other person and you farted.
Yeah. And people generally tend to that's when they get the most embarrassed. I've had people be like, oh my God, and like cover their face. I'm like, I can still see. But I just, I try to reassure them that it's fine because It is fine. All while trying to hold back my childish laughter.
Yeah.
But also that solidifies our friendship. Like, if you can fart in front of me as your trainer and be like a little bit embarrassed, but then you realize that I'm okay, then people are like, oh, she's really cool.
You're cool for the farts. Well, that happens sometimes, especially when you like invert and you're like,
when you're doing long lever, like bringing your feet back over your head and then bring your body back down. Look, things happen. Air goes wherever it wants.
Right. Okay, tightening your stomach muscles, and that pulls up on your part, and then it's like it's a syringe.
Exactly.
You create a vacuum.
That's right.
It pulls up on your part,
and then you move, and it releases because you can't control it. You can't hold in from that part. That's not like you can't like put your butt cheeks together like you could at fart. It's like a different situation. There's not the same amount of control. Hey,
look, a fart, you should let it spread apart because then it won't make the sound. That's the most embarrassing thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into it. We should move on. I was like, I have so many stories. And in 2021, when we have our Just Poops and Farts episode.
Yeah.
Our co-host, the Anonymous Poop Lady.
Our co-host, the Anonymous Poop Lady.
I have to wait that long? Hold on. I have to say a prayer. Dear Lord, please don't make me wait a full year for the Anonymous Poop Lady. Please.
Let's talk about traffic, the high concept prose section. I did not realize that a good chunk of this was kind of just whole hog lifted from a play that Joseph wrote for me that I performed because I was like listening to it and I was like, this sounds really familiar. I'm like, was this in a live show or something? I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. I would use it. And I'm like, I know these words. I know these words really well. Why do I know them? And I was like, oh, because I memorized them and then performed them like 10 times. So yeah, for my birthday in 2010, Joseph wrote me a one-woman show, and then we did it as a part of a festival.
Oh,
fun! I always love repetition. It adds something interesting and some depth to, and it makes you keep thinking about like, what does that mean? We are eternal. We will not last.
Yeah, that he will persist ever so faintly, ever so slightly, on in perpetuity, long after everything about you no longer matters. That was how the show ended.
Which is also, I think, a scary, but like somehow comforting thought, like that, that you won't exist one day.
True.
But like, maybe your memory will live on. Do you want your memory to live on? Does it matter? Like, will that too be gone once there's no one here to remember it? Or, that faded memory of who you were, like, will be lost to the cosmos.
Yeah.
It's freaking scary to think about that and that also makes me feel very small in a way, but also very big. Because then we are eternal because once we're gone, right, our bodies return to the earth, to the cosmos, whatever. And then we're all like that energy goes somewhere. So we'll always remain in a way, but our physical beings, maybe our consciousness won't exist. And for how long will someone remember us or remember what we were about or what we said or blah, blah, blah. And that's why we podcast, bitch.
That's the evolution of it, right? So can you name your 8 great-grandparents? Can you name the great-great-grandparents that came before that? Probably not. And it might be really difficult to try to be able to find that. You could do genealogy and look through reports and records and things like that are not super readily available. But in 200 years, if the internet is still a thing, they can just Google it. Like it'll all be stored there for them. If they want, like if in 200 years, my great grandkids want to hear this episode of a podcast and hear me talking about this, they probably can. That's presuming a future that exists where there's still electricity and the ability for
people.
Broadband. And people, but we're leaving behind so much more of a digital legacy now. Like I have nothing of my great grandparents at all. Like I don't have any record of them, but it's very possible that there's so much left behind. This, especially now because we're making so much more stuff. Like we think about photos. Like my grandma has one picture of her as a baby. One, right? Like how many pictures are there of my nephew as a baby? Thousands.
Yeah.
Right. And that's good. I mean, I don't have any sort of anything of my great grandparents. Like my mother has like memories, but I maybe have seen one picture of them. But their parents, that's lost to the wind, and that's on slavery.
Yeah, there's the record keeping just isn't there.
No, that's why it's wild that especially. I mean, I struggle with this as a Black person, but what my past was I don't feel like I can't go past my grandparents' parents,
right?
And I think that's just one side, because the paperwork for Black people in the 20s, 10s, late 1800s, mid 1800s didn't exist, or they didn't a lot of people don't have birth certificates, a record of a live birth. They just existed. I feel like my grandma didn't even know what my one grandma, who is long past, but didn't even know officially when her birthday was. She just chose a day. Do you know what I mean? That type of thing is just so interesting to me. So it's interesting that when we think about this thing, your life is so small, but in the setting of the sun of this universe, it is a shadow cast down through generation after generation until it gets blurry.
And then there's the genetic component too. So it's whether you now we have the ability to sequence DNA. So we don't know about your great grandparents, but you're walking around with them inside your body, and you could know about them from that.
Of course, right, and that is also fascinating. Finding out those things about you that you may not have ever known about yourself, where. Because, I mean, even if you do have the best records in your family, right? Let's say you can track yourself way back. There's things that people didn't know back then. You're oh, in your genes, it says that you are likely to be affected by heart disease or cancer or whatever. And back in the day, maybe people died at 40 something from whatever else, and didn't know they had those genetic components inside of them, right?
Yeah, there's so much that can be done now that we know about the genes.
Yeah,
as far as prophylactic medicine.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah,
like condoms.
Yeah.
Prophylactics.
I just like to say prophylactic.
Yeah,
on my sophomore year gym teacher. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, and then it's something that continues to evolve. Is how legacy is handled, given that we keep creating more and more of it now. But there's all the double-edged sword is that all of our records exist on the internet, which requires a world that has functioning grid to keep there. So, and functioning grids don't necessarily function when there's giant waves and hurricanes and fires, and stuff does get lost forever as the world burns. Anyway, Petco, where did the pets go? Are there going to be pets? They're going to be pets in the 200 years.
We'll be the pets for our robot overlords. I like that when it's nothing meows. Absolutely nothing meows. And that makes me sad. I prefer PetSmart to Petco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. There's something friendlier about it. Petco feels really gigantic. It's almost overwhelming.
Right. It feels like a big box store. And I don't want a Costco for pets, Yeah. And then again, we don't know what opera is.
Nope.
But they're building an opera house. Is it a kind of plant? Does it have rough or leathery skin? Erica loves bowling. That's nice. I'm not a bowler. It always hurts my fingers, and my nails are too long. I've literally dislocated 3 fingers bowling.
Wow.
You bowl hard.
Yeah, it just yanks it. There's something about I can never find the right size holes.
LOL.
Versus LOL for my fingies, and it sucks. And that's why I think you need your own probably ball.
Special custom Symphony Sanders.
You want it weighted and fitted, because sometimes if the holes in the ball that you're using are too small or the holes are too large,
right?
It can be uncomfortable, and the weight also is a big deal.
Yeah.
Do you like a heavier ball or a lighter ball? I like a lighter.
I don't care as long as my thing is I don't want if it's going when your finger comes out, it's too.
That's not right.
Those holes are too small.
But then if it's too big too, then you're gripping onto it, and then
then you're gripping it, and then you let go, and then it disappears from your hand because it's gone somewhere else.
You know what always bums me out?
What?
When your fingers hit the bottom of the holes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an unsettling feeling is when you kind of get to the bottom of it.
The nub.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's gross.
I can't believe we as a society are just excitedly putting our fingers into these shared holes. And then like eating cheese fries with the same hand.
I also have like long nails, so now I definitely can't bowl because I'm not trying to break these shits off. They cost too much money. So in the last times I have bowled, I haven't actually bowled. Like we went bowling in Asbury Park. I just held a bowling ball once to do the splits. And then I just stood there and drank beer and cheered everyone else on. But if I were going to bowl, I would granny bowl.
Sure. There's nothing wrong with that.
Where you do it in between your legs.
Bowling's pretty big in Night Vale. They talk about bowling a lot. Like Cecil's a bowler. There's like the things that happen at the bowling alley. Like it's bowling is like, I would say I'm good. This is, it's early. We're only at episode 57, but I think bowling is the official sport of Night Vale.
Yeah.
Do you think Cecil has his own ball and or shoes or shirt?
Yes.
Definitely. All three, and they match.
Yeah.
Ooh. What do we think they look like? I would say off the top of my head that they are orange.
I was getting orange too.
And like the shirt is fuzzy.
Yeah, like some piping on the shirt. And it's definitely like there's some like the ball has his name on it in like a scripted gold.
Yes.
He also has a matching bag and the shoes.
Do you think him and Carlos have bowling stuff together?
I think Cecil got Carlos stuff.
Yeah.
Where do you think they would get that? Where do you get that stuff from? Can you get it from the bowling alley?
There's a pro shop at a bowling store.
Do they?
At a bowling alley or a sporting goods store, either place. But more likely a bowling alley with a good pro shop.
So at the bowling alley, the desert bowling alley, they have
an arcade fun complex.
Right.
Yes.
Oh yes. So they have like. Do you think they have like go-karts?
Go-karts, skee ball, pinball.
I would love this place.
Pop-a shot.
I'd be there all the time too. So I don't
air hockey.
A giant version of Fruit Ninja.
I'm very good at air hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Skill cranes.
Bad at those though.
Everyone's bad at those. They're rigged.
Yeah.
I like driving video games though. The ones where
Cruising
you're like sitting down. Yeah.
Cruising World, Cruising USA, Cruising World.
And you're like,
pole position.
Why do I have to shift? Why do I have this shifter? But I love it.
I'm terrible at I'm a really good driver, but really terrible at driving video games. What do you think that says?
That you're used to real life driving. So when you have to do this crappy, weird driving, it's against your instincts as a good driver.
That's the same thing as people who are in actual rock bands are not good at the game Rock Band.
Right, because they know how to play it.
Right. So no shame.
Yeah. Also, like the driving games, it's like you're racing around a track. And like if they had me parallel park, or like
if that was, I would love that. If
backed
that
was out of fucking loading dock in a stupid ass van, which I don't actually claim to be all that great at, and I complain bitterly every time I have to do it.
Look, you do a really good job.
I haven't broken it yet.
And you know what? We're together when it happens.
Yes.
And I'm trying to give you encouraging words as you're doing it. And you do every time.
Every time. There's always that it's usually the last run of the night. So it's like we're leaving the theater. It's after midnight. I've just it's literally the whole day has happened. And it's like the last thing I have to do is drive the van back to the hotel and put it in the parking spot. And that's usually when I break down. It's usually when I'm like, I can't. Because at the end of the night, the hotel parking lot is completely full to the gills.
Yeah.
Super full.
I have to try to find some tiny ass spot to wedge the van into, and it's never easy. And
some interloper is in our Diamond Elite spot.
There's someone in my Diamond Elite spot. Cecil and John and Symphony are in the parking lot.
Waiting for you like, hey, what's up? Like a bunch of creeps.
A bunch of creeps.
Speaking of a bunch of creeps, or one creep in particular, the man in the tan jacket is just over your shoulder being a freaking creep.
Yeah. I have a question for all of us. Is this you in the story? Is it you like the character you, or is it you like us?
That's what I was thinking. That it's like you, like big YOU.
Yeah.
Like from a story about you.
From the character you, not like me, like Meg.
I had thought of it as me, the listener, but what you're saying makes a ton of sense. So I'm on board.
But I'm trying to remember where we left it with you. Didn't you die?
Does you ever really die? I mean, they they didn't I don't think they died. I think.
No, you were in the trunk of the car, right?
But they came out and they looked up.
There was a slitting of their throat.
Yeah, but I think they became something else. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think we thought we ended it on a dark note, but then.
Well, also, who knows when that happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. This time could have been before that.
Time is a flat circle. I don't know if you have HBO.
You mean like the Earth?
Yeah.
The Watchmen.
It's a flat Watchman.
Mm-hmm. Experiencing it all at once.
Yeah.
We have Jackie Fierro and Diane and Josh get dropped into this episode, just kind of sprinkled on in there because we're in the sprinkling phase of them, as we talked about in the last episode. We also have Amber and Wilson get sprinkled in. Jeffrey's background love story that he's casually writing.
And really, I mean, it doesn't really turn out to be too much. We're all okay in the end.
Yeah.
It's just a drill.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that you remember the list. So just keep it handy.
You better remember. Are either of you good at remembering lists of things? Because I'm not.
I'm good at remembering numbers.
Numbers?
Numbers. I'm good at remembering lists my grocery list.
Is it because of Sesame Street? They're like a stick of butter and a loaf of bread and a dozen eggs and a quart of milk.
No, it's just because I know what I eat. And I'm like, okay. And I'll write it down a number of times, because I have a dry erase board
right
in between my kitchen and my front door.
Yeah.
So I will just write things down. And I feel like once you think of it, then you write it down and then you say it. It's kind of stuck in your head.
Yes.
It's kind of the way I memorize as well. When I memorize a script, I'll go through it and sometimes I'll try and write it down to see how well I remember it. And then I walk around and I do a bunch of different things while I'm reciting it, So in that way, it helps it become more ingrained and I can't get distracted by something else.
Interesting.
It's just so that I'm prepared for anything. So if someone yells out during the middle of what I'm doing, I won't get tripped up on where I am. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a good way to do it.
I like your method.
Up next, we hear from fans and friends of the podcast about their theories, comments, and questions. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather, which is Upside Down World by Paisley Ray. Some spoken word for ya.
Okay. This felt like a meditation.
A bus-based meditation. Yeah.
Yeah. I was we had bus-based hip hop early on, and now we have a bus-based meditation. And also, I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference between a llama and an emu if in a cloud formation. So that's something she discusses. She's like, well, he said, they say it's a llama, but you very well know it's an emu, but you don't want to basically yell at them about it.
Yeah. I did not care for this. It was not for me. And those are my thoughts on this. It's it's interesting when there's something that I listen to it. I'm like, this is a whole world where there are people who love it very much, and I am not one of those people, and I don't understand it, but more power to everybody who enjoys it. Not for me. That was how I felt.
Hal, I'm going to tell you, this is the first time I am wholeheartedly agreeing with you. It was not for me either.
There you go.
But it was interesting. I will say that. I thought it was interesting, and what a different thing. But it did make me feel because it was it wasn't a list, but it was kind of somebody was going, it was similar.
Yeah, I kind of tuned out on it, honestly. I didn't even find it that interesting. But again, this is my opinion. I'm making I'm speaking the abstract about how I felt, and none of this is to be, I'm not saying that objectively it is or is not anything.
Yeah.
It's a question of taste and personal preference.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I liked that it was something different. I agree there that trying something new with this section is cool. And I think that it's always fun to kind of question what genres can fit into things that we think are these concrete places. So I enjoyed the experiment of trying this there. I will leave that at that.
Sure.
What do you know about Paisley Ray?
Could not find much.
Really?
Really could not dig up much. I have nothing to even say because I couldn't find anything about them.
Oh, that's great. Well, it will have to remain a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what's not a mystery?
What, Hal?
The FanZone Calzone that we're going to visit right now.
It's in the zone.
Woo!
Get in the zone.
FanZone.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
Hey, y'all. I got something here in the FanZone Calzone.
Give it to us, Hal.
Michelle writes, "Hi, everyone. I've tried to be a long-time listener of the pod, but I keep seeming to fall behind. So I'm sending this email now in the hopes it'll be useful by the time you get to the list or the reference episode to it 2 or 3 years later. I mentioned the reference episode because while listening to that episode all the way back in 2014, I thought, well, this definitely seems like important information. So I made a note of the list on my phone.
Yes.
Well, that note and all my others moved with me from phone to phone, and you would not believe my excitement when it was brought up again. I immediately went, I know where that list is. I have it right here. And I felt so superior to the hapless people Cecil was describing, rifling through drawers hoping to find the list. Of course, I was mildly disappointed when it was just a drill, but I still have the note. I've attached a screenshot of my notes app showing it as one of the oldest notes I still have. Dates aren't exactly correct, and I assume that has something to do with moving between phones, but I love what you guys are doing, and I hope that I will manage to be caught up with you when you are caught up with Welcome to Night Vale. All the best, Michelle."
Oh, thanks, Michelle.
Bless your heart, Michelle.
Bless your heart, Michelle. That was wonderful.
All right. We've got Morgan. Morgan writes, in episode 16, the listeners are given a list that they must all memorize for the secret police. And in episode 57, everyone is tested on their knowledge of said list. In between these two episodes, in episode 19, in which everyone must kill their double, frequently resulting in confusion over whether the survivor was the original or the double. I believe the list served as a test. The originals all, of course, memorized it, but the doubles came after it was announced. I know. I have no strong feelings as of yet about whether this means the secret police knew about the sandstorm ahead of time from the prophecy or some such device, that they knew generally about the multiple Night Vales and figured such a test would be generally useful, or if it was just luck. Regards, Morgan. Interesting theory, Morgan.
Whoa. Good theory. Interesting. Well, I have Shiri. Hi, Meg, Symphony, and Hal. First of all, thanks for the podcast. I enjoy listening to your thoughts and experiences of Welcome to Night Vale and to get that look behind the scenes. I'm writing to share my theory on angels. I feel that angels are Night Vale's bisexuals. Ooh, just like me. Whenever they're mentioned, it's clarified that they are definitely not angels because angels don't exist. No one is allowed to acknowledge that they are angels, even though it's clear and obvious that they are. Kind of like every time bisexuality appears in the media. Or should I say, definitely not bisexuality. Best, Shiri.
Interesting theory from Sherry.
And that's on bisexual visibility, y'all.
I'd like to thank y'all for listening. I'd like to thank a special personal thank you to my friends Hal and Symphony for doing this with me, for being on this crazy ride.
Oh, bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
I don't know what happened here, but I feel like it's a combination of being hungry and tired.
Hungry.
So, but I want to thank you out there for being hungry right along with us. Next episode we're going to be doing is the monolith. Got that to look forward to. Yeah. So until then, y'all, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning. Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited by Grant Stewart and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our fans who submitted their thoughts this week. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or just to fear spiral somewhere else for a change. This show is powered by our patrons like Matthew de Betancourt, Logan, Larry Williams, Nikki Webb, and Sophie Whitlinger. If you are interested in supporting the show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, hyper-cool kid content, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Christy Gressman, Jeffrey Craner, Joseph Fink, and Adam Cecil. Today's adverb is legally. If a Girl Scout asks you to buy cookies, you are legally required to do so.